So you want to know how genetics affect muscle building, huh? I see. I'm going to tell you something. Listen to me. Shut up. There is no such thing as a bad or a good genetics. Hi, my name is Paul and welcome back. If you're not new, and if you're new, welcome to my channel. This channel is a channel where we try to guide the beginners among us, especially those that want to do this naturally. Okay, you may have questions about bodybuilding. Please put them down in the comment. I'm going to see how I can give you answers to the questions as quickly as possible. Now, genetics. Hey, listen, the social media and the news always associate good genetics with success. Help me out. Ronaldo, Messi, Usain Bolt, even down to musicians, singer, actors. As long as you're successful, they say you have great genetics. Now you might not be as successful as those guys are, even at the basic level. You do a skill and the skills are good, they say you have good genetics. If you do a skill and it doesn't work, like it doesn't click, you try it, you fail, they don't say you have a good genetics. But as long as your skill, football skill, basketball skill, swimming, as long as you win somehow, or whatever skill, dribble you attempt to do works, they say you have a good genetics. That's all they say. And is that true? Well, let me tell you something. Forget about this question. The only people that need to worry about genetics are those that want to go IBB, just pro bodybuilding stuff. As a normal person that just want to work out and look great, you want to live your normal life, don't worry about genetics. When you put on your clothes, nobody's going to care. When you take off your clothes, nobody's going to care. They just want to see that, wow, you look muscular. Just like firefighters. How many of them do you think have great genetics? You cannot even tell. You don't know. They just look great. While your muscle insertion, body type, response to diet, and response to exercise, etc., how they matter for pro bodybuilders, for we normal people, it's not your concern. Do not concern yourself about whether or not your genetics are great. All you need to do is work out and let time do its work on you. The more you work out, the more experience you get, the more you know how your genetics is. Okay, so if you're the type that recover quick, then you might attempt to work out more often than us, right? And if you're the type that your metabolism is too quick, you might want to eat more. If you're the type that your genetic makes it that you get body fat down here, then you might want to, tweak your workout routine to favor you. That's just how it is. Don't think too much about genetics, okay? Genetics is just, the media just has a way of just making things, they blow things out to proportion, okay? If you're a normal guy like me, they just want to work out and look awesome. Look at those guns. Oh my goodness, check me out. I'm on fire. If you're just a normal guy, they wanna have muscles, look good, stay healthy and stuff like that, don't worry about genetics. Just keep working out. Time is going to teach you how your body responds and how your genetics help you, and then you work from there. Where your muscles join does not matter. I need to say this. I agree that genetics gives you a kind of advantage. For example, genetics for basketball players, genetics for runners, genetics for tennis, genetics for whatever, musicians. So I find genetics gives you a little bit of a head start. That's just all it is. Generally, genetics gives you a head start. Okay, genetics like your dad having money already. Good genetics depends on the rule that covers the sport. For example, when you're scouting for a basketball player, you want a certain height, right? And then if somebody that doesn't have that height does not technically have a good genetics in that line, but it doesn't mean the person cannot play basketball. All right, and we know that there's so many basketball players that don't get to the required height, and they still make it as a pro basketball player. Some are even fat, right? We talk about football players. Most scouts are looking for tall defenders, okay? Because of people like Herman, Ibrahimovic, and Ronaldo. But it doesn't mean a defender that is short cannot do his good work. People look for goalkeepers that are tall. But it doesn't mean a shorter goalkeeper cannot do a very good job. It just means that the requirement of the club or the national team require this kind of a genetic. But it doesn't mean that the rest of us are terrible. There are no bad genetics. It's just that your genetics does not match the requirement. Let's take another example. Models. Runway models have specific bust size, specific waist size, specific shoulder size, things like that. Now, because a girl does not meet that requirement, does not mean that they cannot be models. Many girls that are models are not runway models. Many girls are Instagram models. Many girls are YouTube models and Facebook models. There are no bad genetics. You don't have to worry yourself about genetics, okay? All you need to do is let time do its work on you. For those of you that want to be for those of you that want to be pro bodybuilders, then your coach is probably going to teach you this stuff. I'm tired. Do you think I have a good genetic? Pork genetics. Alright, I think I'm gonna break my phone now. Let me see what's going on. Nobody cares. Just work out,